was reading in the paper yesterday about these 0 hours contracts. Well, I know they've been around for a long time, but normally they were used for people who maybe were on a pension and had a little job to top up the pension, or maybe students. But not now. Now they are being used by big companies in a very exploitive way. And I find that quite annoying in a way, because companies like Sports Direct apparently have 20,000 people on 0 hour contracts. And there's an exclusivity clause in them where people can't get a job anywhere else. They're tied to that one company. It doesn't seem right, that. Because what they can do, they can keep them at home, phone them when they want them, or not phone them if they don't want them. And then they expect them to turn up for work at very short notice, and they're only paid when they go to work. But that company has them on a string, and they don't pay them for that time when they've got them on call. So someone can be sitting in their house all day long, hoping that they're going to get some work. The employer doesn't phone them and tell them that they need them at work, but they're not paid for the time when the employer is using their time. Because the employer is using their time. They've got them stuck at home, and they can't get a job with anybody else because the contract has them exclusive to that company. And they're beginning to spread. There's something like 580,000 people in Britain on these 0 hours contracts. It's another example of exploitation, low wages, no job security. I don't know how people manage on contracts like that. They're not proper employment contracts. And it's all because of this economic crisis that we're in, that ordinary working people are having to pay for. And at the same time, we've just employed a chief executive to run the Royal Bank of Scotland, which is 81% owned by the British taxpayer, and we give him a 3.2 million golden hello. 3.2 million before he's even started work. I'd like to see his contract. I bet his contract isn't a 0 hours contract. No, whatever politicians say, we are living in a very low wage economy. They say, oh, we've got so many people in work. But what kind of jobs? Part-time jobs, sometimes in work, sometimes not in work, no security of employment, 0 hours contracts. It's a low wage economy. And people are having to go and get credit card debt in order to get through the week. Now, they're having to top up their wages with credit card debt. I'll tell you what I think. I think credit card debt is the unpaid wages of working people. It seems to me like they're having to go and borrow money that should be in their wage packet in order to top up their wages, and then pay it back with interest. And some of these loan sharks, I don't know, they're terrible. payday loans. Give you a loan until your payday. That's an admission that they know that wages won't last the week, won't last out the month. So there they are, like parasites on people's backs when they know that people are in the worst economic crisis for 100 years, massive austerity measures that everyone's having to face, and these rich loan sharks are just out to make a killing. It's sickening. You know, it's just struck me, the guy who owns Sports Direct, with apparently 20,000 people on 0 hours contracts, is the same man that owns Newcastle United Football Club. And they advertise Wonga, payday loan company, on their football shirts. As far as I'm concerned, it's parasitic exploitation.